Okay, I'm launching the server.
That shit up.
Alright, it's up. I've been expelled. The usual.
Very nice.
Oh.
My crime's been reported.
Oh yeah?
Which one?
Yeah, let's recap. What are we expelled from? We're okay with the Ashlanders, okay with the Blades, Fighters Guild, Imperial Cult, Imperial Legion. Wow, I've actually only been expelled from Great House Redoran. What about you?
I think I'm out of Redoran and the
Legion?
yeah. Sorry about that. I think I'm out of Redoran and the Legion. I think I'm still alright with fighters, thieves, mages. I can't remember about the cult. I have a feeling I'm out of the cult as well, but I can't prove it.
So if you right click and scroll down to your faction, and if you hover over it, it should tell you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good with the Ashlanders. I'm a half friend.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I'm an oracle with the Imperial Cult. No, they love me.
Hehe.
Oh, it's the temple I'm expelled from. The other bunch of people with robes. Okay. Yeah, I'm out of the Doran, Imperial Legion, and Temple. Everyone else likes me.
Damn, okay. So I guess only Astrid can advance Redoran, but for now, we're just going to go visit God, as you do. A God.
Yeah.
I think it's important to specify. A God. Well, there are other things to do, but I feel like this is... If God invites you, you should probably go...
If you've got a to-do list that includes God asked you round for a chat, you know, you...
Yeah. You probably leave shopping for carrots until later.
I do love carrots, though.
Which way? This way, I think.
It's one of these rooms around here we've been running
Go
past.
ahead,
It's just
Outlander.
like,
What do you need?
oh, this is Vivec's room, by the way. When everyone's like, you know, I've been struggling with my faith, and it's like, you have to believe. Like, sometimes it's hard. It's like, I mean, yes, I know it is. Would you like to just take you into the back room where God is hanging out? Wait, what? You guys had that?
Oh, remember when there were loads of Ordinators down there, like, sprinting into the wall? I guess they must have made their way out.
I'll be honest, it's kind of concerning that they're not here now. I guess you got the bounty off your head and they somehow telepathically all heard the news and slowly walked back to their original position.
The Ordinator's gonna ordinate.
Do you ask for Vivec's blessing before we go inside?
I mean, I did it. I feel like it's a polite thing to do, but you don't have to. You can be rude.
No, you do it on the left, I'll do it on the right.
Well, should we knock? Do we just walk it? He'll be expecting us.
Yeah. What else has he got to do today?
Do you have the key? I have the
I
key.
don't. You have the key.
Well, since this is your first time, I guess you should speak to God.
Wow,
Tell us
this
what he
looks
has to say.
This is exactly like my room. It's incredible. Oh shit, he's floating. He was just standing when we came in. Ooh, he's got a He's got some very intense staring eyes going on, doesn't he?
He does. That he does.
All right.
Would you like to speak to Vivec?
Talk to God. I expected you. We have business, you and I. And let's talk business. When I was young like you, I was very impatient. So I will keep our business short. Later, then, there may be time for other things. Oh shit, have I pulled again? Right. First, I propose to remove my curse upon the Nerevarine, end the persecution of the dissident priests, and proclaim to all Morrowind that Dunmer Thicc and Laarj Gro-Hyuge are the incarnate and Nerevarine, the prophesied saviour of Morrowind, and the last hope to withstand the menace of Dagoth and his 6th house. These things I will do, whether you wish or not. I mean, should we just be like, okay. What else can we get out of this? Alright, continue. Next, I propose to surrender to you the power and responsibility of defeating Dagoth. You may choose to refuse. I will not compel you. You will receive the power as a gift in the form of an artifact called Wraithguard. You may accept the gift, then do with it as you will. You will receive the responsibility as an oath. You may give your oath, then keep or break it as you like. First, will you accept Wraithguard as a gift? I mean, free stuff. How are we feeling about an oath? I mean, he said we could keep it or break it as we like. I say we take the free stuff option.
The choice is yours.
I said yes. Good. Sensible of you. And now you will give your oath before all gods and men, all spirits visible and invisible, before your honor and my honor, to dedicate yourself and Wraithguard to the defeat and destruction of Dagoth and the preservation of Morrowind and its people. Yeah, man, it's like my whole jam. Not very sensible, but very good. Hey, he's an honest god. Got him that. I was hoping for someone who would have no hesitations about making such an oath. You will now have a brief, momentary sensation of time passing. Don't be alarmed. You're being taken out of time in order to avoid the unpleasant experience of learning how to use Wraithguard. It will be over before... There's a brief sensation of motion in total darkness, floating, but without a sense of weight or direction. You know it. Now, I will notify the temple that you are our champion. There shall be no more persecution of the dissident priests, and I hope both sides shall swiftly be reconciled. We have time for questions, if you like, or you may leave, as you wish. But I think there are at least 2 things you ought to know before you leave. How to use Wraithguard, and how to defeat Dagoth.
Would you like me to do that bit?
Yeah.
We can alternate, like, every few minutes. Okay. Says, now you are my guest. I am your host, and we have time for explanations, or counsel, or questions, or bitter recriminations, if you like. Or you may leave, if you wish, as you wish. But I think before you leave, you should hear how to defeat Dagoth and how much you must use the artifact Wraithguard. Well, I feel like we should first ask how to defeat Dagoth. We're getting a bit tired of his sleepers among thousands.
Yeah. I feel like once we've fully gone to war with him, we can really up the massacring of all the sleepers, you know?
Ironically, even if we were, like, House Hlalu diehards, defeating Dagoth would make it easier to unite Morrowind and fight back against the Empire anyway. Anyway, defeat Dagoth. To defeat Dagoth, go to Red Mountain to recover the artifact hammer Sunder from Gate Citadel Veminol. Then recover the artifact blade Keening from the Gate Citadel Odrosal. Then proceed with Wraithguard, Sunder, and Keening to the Citadel of Dagoth. Within the Citadel, find the Heart of Lorkhan. Use the 3 artifacts to sever Dagoth connection to the Heart, and he will be destroyed, and the Blight ended on Morrowind. So he says, to destroy Dagoth, you must sever his connection with the Heart of Lorkhan. To do this, strike the heart with the artifact hammer Sunder once, then strike the heart once more. More than once, with the artifact blade Keening. You must wear Wraithguard because you cannot handle either Sunder or Keening unless you are wearing Wraithguard. That is the short, simple explanation. Here is the long, detailed explanation, written down for your convenience. Read it, study it, commit it to memory. Pardon me. I guess I will now ask him about the other things in order, although I can ask him more about Defeat Dagoth. I suspect he's going to say something sarcastic. I have given you a copy of my proposed plan. Read it, study it, commit it to memory. Alright, I get the message. Explanations.
He hasn't had much to do all these centuries just floating here, except write down a perfect, this is like 6th draft master's defense thesis version of how to fuck up Dagoth, right? You want to ask him more questions, or you want to read it first?
I would imagine it's a little better than a wiki how. First, you take Sunder. Take your Sunder.
Just stab him.
Oh, wow, we're going to have to tag...
Stab him some more.
I think we're going to have to tag team for these. There's explanations, council questions, and bitter recoronations, and then there's at least... There's 6 or 7 elements to each of those. Anyway, you want to know, why did I wage war on the Nerevarine? Why did I try to suppress the Apocrypha? Why did I persecute the dissident priests? Why is Dagoth winning the war? How does the tribunal fight Dagoth, and what are Wraithguard's powers? So I'll do these and then you can do councils, I think. Why did I try to kill you? Because you threatened the faith of my followers, and I needed their faith to hold back the darkness. And I thought you were my enemy, a pawn of the subtle Daedra Lord Azura, who spoke to us at the beginning of the game and quite recently, but let's not talk about that here. Or a pawn of Emperor Uriel Septim, or a simple fraud. Perhaps a hero, but not much of one if my faithful could destroy you. Now circumstances are altered. I need you, and you need me. Why did I try to suppress the Apocrypha? Because it was such an unfortunate mixture of truth, falsehood, and speculation that I couldn't afford to manage the confused reaction of our faithful. Any doubt whatsoever weakened their faith, and we needed their faith to give us the power to maintain the ghost fence. In retrospect, perhaps we lost the faith of those we most needed, while preserving the faith of the meek and indifferent. Perhaps a mistake was made. Who can say? Why did I persecute the dissident priests? Suppression and persecution of dissent is just one of the standard tools of statecraft. I believe we erred in trusting the judgment of Berel Sala. He and his Ordinators served valiantly in the war against Dagoth. We mistook his misplaced zeal for energy and dedication. Mistakes were made, but no more. There shall be no more persecution of the dissident priests, and I hope both sides shall swiftly be reconciled. We should perhaps go and speak to them right after this.
Yeah, no, they can chill.
Yeah. Not too quickly, though. You don't want it to be baiting them out. Because once Dagoth is defeated, maybe he'll get rid of them quite swiftly, seeing it
Anyway, back to being a god in charge of this weird city of people that are all super into me.
Exactly. Why is Dagoth winning the war? Dagoth is winning because he is close to the source of power, Lorkhan's heart, and because he retains the passion of madness, while we have settled into the lonely and unrewarding posture of dogged dutifulness and perseverance. And, finally, perhaps because he is stronger and smarter than we are, and his followers are more fervent and fanatical. I believe we were careless and complacent and outwitted, and in the matter of denying the Nerevarine, we were foolish. How does the Tribunal fight Dagoth? In the past, the Tribunal made seasonal campaigns to Red Mountain. We slew Dagoth and his kin, though the heart always revived them in time. Later, when we realized we couldn't destroy them, we created the Ghost Fence to contain the threat. These solutions were effective until Dagoth ambushed us and captured Sunder and Keening. Since that time our fortunes have waned, as his increased. And lastly, what are Wraithguard's powers? Wraithguard's primary function is to protect the wearer from the fatal energies of the artifacts Sunder and Keening. It also has minor protective enchantments against physical and magical damage that you may find useful. Alright. That concludes his explanations. You can now ask him about council or any of the other ones.
Business. I want to start a business.
Beamsness.
Business. Council. You need to know, where is Dagoth? What are Dagoth's plans? Who are Dagoth's servants? This is... By the end of this session, Dagoth is going to mean nothing to me. It's gonna be a bunch of random syllables. Who is Dagoth? What are Dagoth's powers? What is known about Dagoth's defenses? How can I prepare for battle against Dagoth? Who can help?
Croissant?
So, I want to fight Dagoth. Dagoth? I want to talk to Vivec about Dagoth. Right. Alright, where he at? Where that man? Where that boy? Dagoth has never ventured out of the Heart Chamber, the place under Red Mountain where the heart of Lorkhan lies. It is there, or nearby, that he is constructing a new god, Akulakan, also known as Second Numidium. Oh, that's I sort of wish I could click on one of those words to find out more about the new god he's building in the evil heart chamber. But I guess we'll just move on. What are Dagoth's plans? Who he do? What he doing? What a boy. We know nothing for sure, but we have learned much from interrogating Sixth House cultists and victims of dream compulsions, and from our study of his actions. The temple scholars and inquisitors have prepared a document, Dagoth's plans, that summarizes what we know or suspect. Take this copy. It's also available in my library. I can ask him about his library, but we don't have time for that right now. Who are Dagoth's servants? Chief among his servants are his 7 brothers, the Ash Vampires. Powerful heart-whites and cunning sorcerers of old. These creatures appear to die, but always are revived at the heart. Somehow Dagoth has conferred some part of his immortality upon them. Or perhaps they sustain themselves through more conventional sorcery. Oh, so we killed at least one of them. And he's going to be back and probably pissed. Okay. Who is Dagoth? Sort of feels like we should have maybe started with that. Dagoth is the former Lord High Counselor of House Dagoth. He was of Lord Nerevar's generation, older than we, a mighty sorcerer and enchanted in life. In his sustained shadow immortality, he appears to be a highly intelligent, yet severely deluded immortal monster with unparalleled supernatural abilities. He appears by turns lucid and deranged, compassionate and bestial, profoundly wise and profoundly disordered. In short, he is a mad god. I'd like to see him versus Shiogura. Let's go. Dagoth has powers. He is able to send his mind into the dreams of susceptible victims across vast distances. The victims are swayed by his compulsions or driven mad. He also seems nearly invulnerable to physical and magical harm. His flesh and that of his followers evolves towards a mutable, magical form. Dagoth and the highest ranks can control the distorted manifestations of their flesh. Lower ranks lose control of their bodies and become the mindless, corporous beast. Okay. What's known about his defenses? Confer with the Ordinators and the buoyant armigers garrisoning Ghostgate for the latest information about the defenses of the citadels of Dagoth. Okay. How can I prepare for battle? Prepare for war. Beyond the ghost fence, there are no safe places, no allies. Stockpile resources, plan for retreat and replenishment, quest for artifacts of great power. Or, steal them from royal family's vaults. Who can help? Ordinators and the armigers stationed at Ghostgate have the most practical knowledge of the nightmare world inside their ghost fence. Seek them out in my name for counsel and for aid. I kind of want to click on this. I just spotted the top of the list of things I could talk to him about his bitter recriminations.
Okay. You can do that one,
we're...
but I think there's one more before that one, which I'll do, and then you can do that one. That one's really good, actually. Is that it for council?
Well, there's a council lights up again. Yeah, but that's just a link back to his original thing with
I see.
Different councils he offers.
Okay, my turn. Oh, I wasn't touching the screen, so it would do like the rotate around my character, but I forgot every time I do that, the gamma like drops to really dark for some reason. Yeah, so I just had to quickly go into options and fix that. Oh, what was it? Prepare for battle? Questions? Oh yes, it must be questions, and then you can do bitter recriminations. You are curious. What really happened at Red Mountain? What happened to the Dwemer? What was the Dwemer's sin? What is it like to be a god? Do I remember being mortal? How do I feel about the people of Morrowind? Hold on, I just want to check something. Okay. I have already lost my place. Yeah, so Red Mountain. In my library, I have made available 2 conflicting accounts of the events of Red Mountain. My own true account, and another false account common among the Ashlanders and preserved in Apocrypha. I don't care whether you believe my account or not. I leave it up to you to judge which is true. Well, I feel like this is a fitting time to ask him about his library. I want your trust and willing cooperation, so I've had the priests make copies of a number of documents. They're here for you to read or take with you. Take a look at them. Help yourself. What really happened to the Dwemer? I have no idea what happened to the Dwemer. I have no sense of them in the timeless divine world outside of mortal time. And in fact, if I did believe they existed, I would be in no hurry to make contact with them. They may, with some justice, hold the Dunmer race responsible for their fate. My intuition is that they are gone forever, and that is perfectly fine with me. God damn. Well, what was the Dwemer's sin? The sin of the Dwemer was the creation of a new god from the substance of a dead god, Lorcan. That is also the sin for which we would destroy Dagoth. I hesitate to call it sin. More properly, call it destructive evil. The sin of the tribunal, however, is in the breaking of an oath to Azura to forbear them from tapping the heart with Kagranak's tools, and in the folly of seeking to become gods. Breaking the oath was evil. Becoming gods was folly. If we sinned, we have paid the price. But what is it like to be a god? It is like being a juggler. Things are always moving, and you learn to know where they are without even thinking about it. Only there are many, many things moving, and sometimes, like any juggler, you drop something. I'm afraid it has become a lot more a matter of dropping things lately. There's too much to do and not enough time, and I'm losing my touch. Perhaps I'm growing old. It is a bit like being at once awake and asleep. Awake, I am here with you, thinking and talking. Asleep, I am very, very busy. Perhaps for other gods, the completely immortal ones, it is only like that being asleep. Out of time. Me, I exist at once inside of time and outside of it. It's nice never being dead, too. When I die in the world...
Good, dude.
Yeah, I can't relate.
I've never been dead, but I hear it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I die in the world of time, then I'm completely asleep. I'm very much aware that all I have to do is choose to wake, and I'm alive again. Many times I have very deliberately tried to wait patiently, a very, very long time before choosing to wake up. And no matter how long it feels like I wait, it always appears when I wake up that no time has passed at all. That is the God place. The place out of time where everything is always happening, all at once. Do I remember being mortal? I remember. I do not feel it. I can, if I choose, remember the feeling, but I do not choose. It is very, very sad being mortal. There is happiness, yes, but mostly sadness. As I have said, count only the happy hours. For mortals, they are all too few. But for gods, for me, there is no more feeling, only knowing.
Vivec says, imagine being stuck on the universe's unending track towards inevitable demise. Well, couldn't be me.
Yeah, but he's also saying, imagine feeling. But he does...
Actually, he wouldn't even say it's cringe. He can't feel cringe.
No, he would say it just is.
Damn.
He pauses.
Imagine not even being able to tell the difference between based and cringe. Yikes.
Yeah, or maybe he thinks of us as not being able to perceive the indifference between based and cringe.
We don't see that they're all the same thing. So true, dude.
I'm based. No, I'm cringe. I'm cringe, but that's based. I'll never be based, but that's not cringe. He pauses and he says, "Not quite no more feeling. I still want to win. I want to defeat Dagoth. Perhaps I have lost the feeling for the people, for their suffering. I don't want that feeling. It is no use to me. That is no longer what matters to me. I only want not to lose. To lose would be very, very bitter."
No, Toulouse is a place in France.
How do I feel about the people of Morrowind? I love the people of Morrowind. I became a god to make their lives more comfortable and secure. I am most close to my faithful followers. I am literally in their hearts and minds. I feel the most sympathy with House Redoran, where we got expelled from. They are Dunmer driven by creeds and deeds, like I am. House Indoril is closer to the compassion and sympathy of Almalexia, a comfortable and secure serenity. House Telvanni matches the disposition of my brother Sotha Sil, iconoclastic, profane, unconventional. House Hlaalu represents the future of the Dunmer, integrated into the sophisticated mainstream of the traditionless, raceless, godless culture of the Empire. House Drez represents the past of pre-tribunal Great House culture, a persistent tradition of Daedra, and ancestor-worshipping civilized Dunmer clans. And I even love the Ashlanders for their preservation of the most ancient barbarian tribal traditions of the Dunmer who first settled Morrowind. That it concludes my section of questions. You may now ask him about bitter recriminations.
So why do you suck? You wish to chide me. Why did I murder Nerevar? Why did I break my oath to Azura not to use Kagranak's tools? Why did I cause others to suffer? Murder Nerevar seems like you killed me in a previous life, dog. You owe me. We did not murder Nerevar. The legend we murdered Nerevar comes from a story told by a shield companion to Nerevar, Alandro Sul, who lived among the Ashlanders. The Ashlanders have retained Alandro Sul's account as a part of their oral histories. The account is persuasive in some details, implausible in others, and in any case is false. I have 2 accounts of Nerevar's death here in my library. Read them and judge for yourself. Why'd you break your oath? Along with Lord Nerevar, and at his insistence, Almalexia, Sotha Sil, and I swore before our god of oaths at the time, the Daedra Lord Azura, never to employ the tools of Kagranak for any purpose. We broke our oaths. We turned our backs on the old gods. I still see no compelling reason to worship any of the Aedra or Daedra. But for the respect I held for Nerevar, and the respect I held for myself, I should never have betrayed my oath. Of all my life's actions, I most regret that failure. Why'd you cause others to suffer? I respect that question, and you for it. The most I can say is, I did as best as I could, as I saw things. Can you, mortal, presume to judge the actions and motives of a god? But that's what I'm doing right now. Do you not get about a bit of recriminations?
Also, I think technically at the time he wasn't a god, so we absolutely can judge him.
Fucking slipping this past me, yeah. But because I need you and you me, I will make an accounting for my sins to you. But not now. Destroy Dagoth, and then we will discuss my sins. Destroy Dagoth, and then, perhaps, you will have earned the right to judge me. I'm gonna hold you to that one, buddy. But I understand you don't have the best history with oaths.
Yeah.
You know, just I'm just saying. I've accidentally opened a weird. How do I get rid of this?
What's
I
up?
opened a weird window on my. I pressed a button and now things are weird. Hey. Ugh. I've got like a bunch of data for the game in a screen on the bottom right of my screen.
Might have pressed F3 by accident.
F3? No, not that one. Oh no, how do I get rid of that?
Oh, you press F3 repeatedly until it goes away.
No, that window at the bottom right's still there. It's one of the numbers. It's one of the things on the number pad. It must be. That's what my hand brushed when it went weird. Oh no, it was F4. How did I touch F4? Okay, well, it's gone now. back to immersion. Right. Was there something else? I mean, I think have we gone through everything?
Let me see.
Cancel.
There's other elements of better recriminations. There's break my oath, cause others to suffer.
Yeah, and murder never.
Oh, you've done all of them. Oh, maybe that one was shorter than I expected.
Yeah. I mean, all of those link to a bunch of other things, but there's stuff like Dagoth, Murder Never, his library, Carbonix tools that we've already talked about. I think we're done.
I'm gonna quickly
I
double
just
check
noticed in the light that he's half gold and half silver.
Yes.
Oh.
So before, I'm not going to say, oh, dude, you can read the books, read the lore, which you should anyway, because it's fucking great. But
yeah, like fantasy books. I read all the Dragon Age books after playing Dragon Age.
I'm sure you will do that anyway, even after I tell you. But just so that you can know now, it's because he's half Chimer, half Dunmer. So it's quite interesting, actually. You'll see. I won't spoil the tribunal for you, but I will say that Almalexia is fully still like in her Chimer body. So she's completely golden.
Oh, nice.
But the Dark Elves were basically they were cursed to become dark. I think you might have heard that when Azura. Yes. I don't think Azura said it, but one of the dissident priests.
We used to be High Elves, and then they got cursed by something that happening, presumably around Nerevar and the heart of Lorcan.
Well, they weren't High Elves, but they used to be similar to High Elves in skin color.
More similar. Okay.
Bit of a warmer tone, I think, but yeah. Oh, I think we didn't check Dagoth Ur's plans. He says, we know nothing for sure, but we have learned much from interrogating 6th House cultists. And
we talked to him about this. He just gave us a long document. That's what we should read now, though.
Oh, okay. He's given me a copy as well, yeah.
Excellent.
Dagoth Ur's plans. Can you give me 2 copies if I... Oh, no. Okay, 1 each, I guess. Prepare for battle... Yep, where is Dagoth? Oh, yes, we know that. Who can help? All right, I think that concludes all we can speak to him about.
Oh, let me have a look at, just because he gave it to me, Wraithguard. What that? Is it a shield or a...
I believe it's a gauntlet. Should be with your armor. You okay, dude? Oh, maybe one of us has lost internet.
So, someone's popped in.
Okay.
What were you saying?
Oh no, it should be a gauntlet, I think.
Gauntlet. I've got so many gloves. I've got the magic Zenithar gloves for fuckery. Septim's. I've got the Septim's ring. Why do I have a Septim's ring?
I don't know. Was that from? That might have been from.
Oh, I think that was the quest for the
happy ending. The little bloodbath. Yeah.
Right, here's the glove. Okay, it's a heavy glove. Wreath guard. Armor rating 12. It's quite a lot of armor given that I'm a light armor person. My light armor gloves only give me like 17. Constant effect, reflect 20%, shield 10 points, resist blight disease 50%, and then resist 10% of all other, so shock, fire, frost, magicka, and poison.
Yes.
That's hey, that's pretty good. God, he's really staring.
All right.
He's more interesting. He's more interesting than I thought he'd be.
Yeah, he's a very well written character. Which ones do you want to read?
I guess I'll just read the two at the right, and you can read the two at the left.
Okay.
Let's go historically. So let's do Battle of Red Mountain. Then I'll do Nerevar at Red Mountain.
Then Dagoth Ur's plans. Then plan to defeat Dagoth Ur. In that case, I'll do the center too.
Okay.
So that we alternate. Okay.
Is it long?
It's very long.
Shit.
Let's see how quickly I can do it. The Battle of Red Mountain and the Rise and Fall of the Tribunal. The following is a transcript of the words of Lord Vivec addressed to a dissident priest, Marla O'Mayan, who confronted Vivec with the Ashlander traditions surrounding the Battle of Red Mountain, and with the prophecies of the Nerevarine, and to unnamed magistrates of the Inquisition who joined Vivec in interrogating the dissident priest. Who can clearly recall the events of the distant past, but you have asked me to tell you, in my own words, the events surrounding the Battle of Red Mountain, the birth of the Tribunal, and the prophecies of a Nerevar reborn. Here is what I can tell you. When the Kai'ma first abandoned the herds and tents of their nomadic ancestors and built the first great houses, we loved the Daedra and worshipped them as gods. But our brethren, the Dwemer, scorned the Daedra and mocked our foolish rituals and preferred instead their gods of reason and logic. So the Kai'ma and Dwemer...
They were vetted atheists.
Kind of. I mean, have you seen... Shoot, I forget his name. The last Dwemer.
He's got the body, yeah.
You know what I mean.
He's got Reddit mod physique. You know what I'm saying?
What was his name, though? It'll come to me after I finish reading this, I'm sure. But our brethren the Dwemer scorned the Daedra and mocked our foolish rituals and preferred instead their gods of reason and logic. So the Kai'ma and Dwemer were always at bitter war, until the Nords came and invaded Resdayn. Only then, I think Resdayn is the previous name for Morrowind. Only then did the Kai'ma and Dwemer put away their strife and join together to cast out the invaders. Once the Nords were driven out, General Nerevar of the Kai'ma and General Dumak of the Dwemer, who had come to love and respect one another, resolved to make peace between their peoples. In that time I was but a junior counsellor to Nerevar, and Nerevar's queen, Almalexia, and his other favourite counsellor, Sotha Sil, always doubted that such a peace might long survive, given the bitter disputes between Kai'ma and Dwemer, but by negotiation and compromise, Nerevar and Dumak somehow managed to preserve a fragile peace. But when Dagoth Ur, Lord of House Dagoth, and trusted as a friend by both Nerevar and the Dwemer, brought us proof that High Engineer Kagranak of the Dwemer had discovered the heart of Lorkhan, and that he had learned how to tap its powers and was building a new god, a mockery of the Kai'ma faith and a fearsome weapon, we all urged Nerevar to make war on the dwarves and to destroy this threat to Kai'ma beliefs and security. Nerevar was troubled. He went to Dumak and asked if what Dagoth said was true, but Cagrenac took great offence. Cagrenac the engineer, not Dumak the king, and asked whom Nerevar thought he was, that he might presume to judge the affairs of the Dwemer. Nerevar was further troubled and made pilgrimage to Holmayan, the sacred temple of Azura, where the dissident priests now reside, and Azura confirmed that all that Dagoth said was indeed true, and that the creation of a new god of the Dwemer should be prevented at all costs. When Nerevar came back and told us what the goddess had said, we felt our judgments confirmed, and again counselled him to war, chiding Nerevar for his naive trust in friendship, and reminding Nerevar of his duty to protect the faith and security of the Chimera against the impiety and dangerous ambitions of the Dwemer. Then Nerevar went back to Vvardenfell one last time, hoping that negotiations and compromise might once again preserve the peace. But this time the friends Nerevar and Dumak quarrelled bitterly, and as a result the Chimera and Dwemer went to war. The Dwemer were well defended by their fortress at Red Mountain, but Nerevar's cunning drew most of Dumak's armies out into the field and pinned them there, while Nerevar, Dagoth and a small group of companions could make their way into the heart chamber by secret means. There, Nerevar and the Chimera king met Dumak, the dwarf king, and they both collapsed from grievous wounds and draining magics. With Dumak fallen, and threatened by Dagoth and others, Cagrenac turned his tools upon the heart, and Nerevar said he saw Cagrenac and all his Dwemer companions at once disappear from the world. In that instant, Dwemer everywhere disappeared without a trace. But Cagrenac's tools remained, and Dagoth seized them, and he carried them to Nerevar, saying, "That fool Cagrenac has destroyed his own people with these things. We should destroy them right away, lest they fall into the wrong hands." But Nerevar was resolved to confer with his queen and his generals, who had foreseen that this war would come, and whose counsel he would not ignore again. "I will ask the tribunal what we shall do with them, for they had had wisdom in the past that I had not. Stay here, loyal Dagoth until I return." So Nerevar told Dagoth to protect the tools and the heart chamber until he returned. Then Nerevar was carried to us, where we waited on the slopes of Red Mountain, and he told us all that had transpired under Red Mountain. What Nerevar had said was that the Dwemer had used special tools to turn their people into immortals, and that the heart of Lorkhan held wondrous powers. Only later did we hear from others present that Dagoth had thought the Dwemer destroyed, not made immortal, and no one knows for sure what really happened there. After hearing Nerevar...
We can't prove they're not immortal. We just don't know where they are.
Yeah, just like God in general. After hearing Nerevar, we gave our counsel as he requested, proposing we should preserve these tools in trust for the welfare of the Chimera people. And who knows, perhaps the Dwemer are not gone forever, but merely transported to some distant realm, from which they may someday return to threaten our security once again. Therefore we need to keep these tools, to study them and their principles, so that we may be safe in future generations. And though Nerevar voiced his grave misgivings, he was willing to be ruled by our council, under one condition, that we all together should swear a solemn oath upon Azura that the tools would never be used in the profane manner that the Dwemer had intended. We all readily agreed and swore solemn oaths at Nerevar's dictation. So then we went with Nerevar back into Red Mountain and met with Dagoth. Dagoth refused to deliver the tools to us, saying they were dangerous and we could not touch them. Dagoth seemed to be irrational, insisting that only he could be trusted with the tools, and then we guessed that he had somehow been affected by his handling of the tools. But now I feel sure that he had privately learned the powers of the tools, and had in some confused way decided he must have them for himself. Then Nerevar and our guard resorted to force to secure the tools. Somehow Dagoth and his retainers escaped, but we gained the tools and delivered them to Sotha Sil for study and safekeeping.
Oh, not the one who's the most like the Hlalu.
The Telvanni.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
still not
arguably
not much better.
Arguably worse. They'd study it and use it for, honestly, probably pretty Dwemer adjacent means, whereas the Hlalu would probably sell them to Septim.
Actually, the Hlalu would have actually just sold them to Sotha Sil.
That's also
just
true.
sold them to the Telvanni. So really, actually, that's really just cutting out the middleman. You know, this is how it would have ended up anyway.
But Sotha Sil is very much the most
based.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. More like the most academic and, well, just a very high advanced wizard. Wizard and mechanic engineer kind of person. But anyway, for some years we kept the oaths we swore to Azura with Nerevar, but during that time, in secret, Sotha Sil must have studied the tools and divined their mysteries. And at last he came to us with a vision of a new world of peace, with justice and honour for nobles, and health and prosperity for the commoners, with the tribunal as immortal patrons and guides. And dedicating ourselves to this vision of a better world, we made a pilgrimage to Red Mountain and transformed ourselves with the power of Kagranak's tools. And no sooner than we had completed our rituals and begun to discover our newfound powers, the Daedra Lord Azura appeared and cursed us for our forsworn oaths. By her powers of prophecy she assured us that her champion Nerevar, true to his oath, would return to punish us for our perfidy, and to make sure such profane knowledge might never again be used to mock and defy the will of the gods. But Sotha Sil said to her, "The old gods are cruel and arbitrary, and distant from the hopes and fears of Mer. Your age is past. We are the new gods, born of the flesh, and wise and caring of the needs of our people. Spare us your threats and chiding inconstant spirit. We are bold and fresh, and will not fear you." And then, in that moment, all Kaima were changed into Dunmer, and our skins turned ashen, and our eyes into fire. Of course, we only knew at that time that this had happened to us, but Azura said, "This is not my act, but your act. You have chosen your fate, and the fate of your people, and all the Dunmer shall share your fate, from now to the end of time. You think yourselves gods, but you are blind, and all is darkness." And Azura left us alone in darkness, and we were all afraid. But we put on brave faces and went forth from Red Mountain to build the new world of our dreams. And the new world we shaped was glorious and generous, and the worship of the Dunmer fervent and grateful. The Dunmer were at first afraid of their new faces, but Sotha Sil spoke to them, saying that it was not a curse, but a blessing, a sign of their changed natures, a sign of the special favour they might enjoy as new Mer, no longer barbarians trembling before ghosts and spirits, but civilized Mer, speaking directly to their immortal friends and patrons, the three faces of the tribunal. And we were all inspired by Sotha Sil's speech and vision, and took heart. And over time we crafted the customs and institutions of a just and honourable society, and the land of Resdaean knew millennia of peace, equity, and prosperity unknown to the other savage races. But beneath Red Mountain, Dagoth had survived. And even as the light of our bold new world shined ever more brightly, beneath Red Mountain the darkness gathered, a darkness that was close kin to the bright light that Sotha Sil coaxed from the heart of Lorcan with the tools of Kagranak. As the darkness grew, we fought it, and crafted walls to confine it, but we could never destroy it. For the source of the darkness was the same source as the source of our own divine inspiration. And in these latter days of Morrowind, reduced to a subjugated province of the Western Empire, as the glory of the temple fades, and the dark tide rises from Red Mountain, we are reminded of Azura and her promised champion's return. We have waited, blind and in darkness, mere shadows, drained of our ardent vision, in shame of our folly, in fear of our judgment, and in hope of our deliverance. We do not know if the outlander claiming to fulfill the prophecies of the Nerevarine is our old companion Nerevar reborn, or a pawn of the Emperor, or a cat's paw of Azura, or some simple twist of fate. But we insist you adhere to temple doctrine and conform to the structures dividing the hieroglypha from apocrypha, and that you not speak that which must not be spoken openly. Act as a dutiful priest should, in accordance with your vows of obedience to the canons and archcanons, and all will be forgiven. Defy me, and you know what it is to stand against a god. Whew. Okay.
I disagree with him,
Well,
but that's a hell of a line.
it is. So, you may read Nerevar at Red Mountain, which, I mean, they're all honestly incredible. The contrast between the two as well. I mean, prepare to have your mind blown.
The following is from the Apocrypha, the hidden writings of the Tribunal Temple. It's a scholarly retelling of a tradition transmitted through the Ashlanders concerning the battle at Red Mountain and subsequent events. The Ashlanders associate this tale with the telling of Alandrosil, shield companion to Nerevar, who came to live among the Ashlanders after the death of Nerevar and the ascension of the Tribunal. There are many variant treatments of this story, but the primary elements are consistent throughout. The murder of Nerevar, the tragic fate of Dagoth, and the profane source of the Tribunal's power are denied by temple doctrine as ignorant Ashlander superstition and not widely known among civilized Dunmer. How Slarla was civilized, I don't want to be civilized. Yeah. Resdain, present-day Morrowind, was contested ground between two very different types of Mer. The Chimer, who worshipped Daedra, and the Dwemer, who worshipped a profane and secret power. These two people warred with each other constantly until their lands were invaded by a young, vibrant, and violent alien culture, the Nords. Two heroes, one from the Chimer and one from the Dwemer, Indoril Nerevar and Dumak Dwarf Orc. Dwarf Orc? He was half dwarf, half orc.
Now I'm listening.
Made peace between their people and together ousted the alien invaders.
Wait, we
Then-
was Kangs?
Then these two heroes worked long and hard to maintain that peace thereafter, though their counselors thought it could not last, or worse, that it shouldn't. Nerevar's queen and his generals, Almalexia, Sothasil, Vivec, told him to claim all Resdain for his own. But Nerevar would not listen, for he had remembered his friendship with Dumak. There would be only peace. Until Dagoth arrived, which I feel could just be the soundbite for the whole game. House Dagoth had discovered the source of the profane and secret power of the Dwemer, the legendary Heart of Lorcan, which Dumak's people had used to make themselves immortal and beyond the measure of the gods. One of their high priests, Kalgonak, was building a new god, so the Dwemer could claim Resdain for their own. The tribunal urged Nerevar again to make war on the dwarves. Nerevar was troubled. He went to Dumak, his friend of old, and asked if what Dagoth said was true. But Kalgonak and the high priests of the Dwemer had kept their new god secret from their king, and Dumak said the Dwemer were innocent of any wrongdoing. Nerevar was troubled again and made pilgrimage to Holomayan. Holomayan? The sacred temple of Azura, who confirmed all that Dagoth said to be indeed true.
and that the new god of the Dwemer should be destroyed for the safety of not just Resdain, but the whole world. When Nerevar went back and told his tribunal, his queen and generals felt themselves proved right and again cancelled him to war. There were reasons that the Dwemer and Keimer had hated each other forever. Finally, Nerevar, angered that his friend Dumak might lie to him, went back to Vvardenfell. This time the Keimer king was arrayed in arms and armour and had his hosts around him, and he spoke harshly to Dumak Dwarfork, king of Red Mountain. "You must give up your worship of the heart of Lorcan, or I shall forget our friendship and the deeds that were accomplished in its name." And Dumak, who still knew nothing of Kagranak's new god, but proud and protective as ever of his people, said, "We shall not relinquish that which has been our way for years beyond reckoning, just as the Keimer will not relinquish their ties to the lords and ladies of Oblivion. And to come at my door, in this way, in arms and armour and with your hosts around you, tells me you have already forgotten our friendship. Stand down, my sweet Nerevar, or I swear by the 15 golden tones, I shall kill you and all your people." And so the Keimer and Dwemer went to war. The Dwemer were well defended by their fortress at Red Mountain, but the bravery and cleverness of Nerevar's queen and generals drew most of Dumak's armies out into the field and kept them there, so that Nerevar and Dagoth could make their way into the heart chamber by secret means. There, Nerevar met Dumak and the Dwarf King, and they both fell from grievous wounds. Dagoth slew Kagranak. So it's not coming in again.
That's okay.
Dagoth slew Kagranak and took the tools the Dwemer used to tap the power of the heart. He went to his dying lord Nerevar and asked him what to do with these tools. So Nerevar summoned Azura again, and she showed them how to use the tools to separate the power of the heart from the Dwemer people. And, on the fields, the tribunal and their armies watched as the Dwemer turned into dust all around them, their stolen immortality taken away. Oh, that's very conflicting. Okay. They got Thanos snapped, according to this. Back in Red Mountain, Nerevar told Dagoth to protect the tools and the heart chamber until he returned. Dagoth said, "But shouldn't we destroy these tools at once, so they might never be used for evil again?" But Nerevar was confused by his wounds and his sorrow, for still he loved Dumak and the Dwemer people, and so went to the fields outside of Red Mountain to confer with his generals and his queen, who had foreseen that this war would come, and whose counsel he would not ignore again. "I will ask the tribunal what we shall do with them, for they have had wisdom in the past that I had not. Stay here, loyal Dagoth until I return." Then Nerevar told his queen and generals all that had transpired under Red Mountain, and how the Dwemer had used special tools to turn their people immortal, and of the wondrous power of the heart of Lorcan. The tribunal decided the Keimer should learn how to use this power, so that Nerevar might claim Resdain and the world for their people. Nerevar did not expect or want this, so he asked his queen and generals to help him summon Azura once more for her guidance. But the tribunal had become greedy as Kagranak upon hearing the power of the heart, and they coveted it. They made ritual as if to summon Azura, and as Nerevar wanted, but Almalexia used poisoned candles, and Sussy poisoned robes, and Vivec poisoned invocations. Nerevar was murdered. Then Azura came forth anyway, and cursed the tribunal for their foul deeds. She told them she would use her powers over dusk and dawn to make sure Nerevar would come back and make things right again. But the tribunal laughed at her, and said they would soon be gods themselves and the Keimer people would forget their old ways of worship. And Azura knew this would be true, and it would take a long time before even her power might bring Nerevar back. "What you have done here today is foul beyond measure, and you will grow to regret it. For the lives of gods are not what mortals think, and matters that weigh only years to mortals. we on gods forever. And so that they might know forever their wicked deeds, Azure changed the Chimera into Dunmer, and their skin turned ashen and their eyes into fire. Let this mark remind you of your true selves, who like ghouls fed on the nobility, the heroism, and the trust of their king. And then the tribunal went into Red Mountain and met with Dagoth. Dagoth saw what had been done, for his skin had changed as well, but when he tried to avenge the death of Nerevar, it was to no avail. He was driven off and thought dead. The tribunal found the tools he had been guarding, and through study of Kargranak's methods turned themselves into gods. Thousands of years after their apotheosis, the tribunal are still the gods of Morrowind, and the old ways of worship remembered only by a few, and the murder of Nerevar is known to fewer. But his queen and generals still fear his return, for the words of Azura linger long, and they see the mark of her curse on their people every day. Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. So who's the queen?
I'm Alexia.
Oh, okay, so she's also one of the three. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I was thinking,
So-
wait. There's not a fourth one somewhere out there, is there, as well?
No, she was also
Okay.
conspiring against
Wait,
Nerevar.
so his generals were Sothasil and Vivec, and Alexi's. Okay.
That's right.
I thought there were three generals and a queen, and people had just forgotten about a god floating around somewhere. Okay,
Right.
that makes sense.
So Dagoth's plans. I'm going to grab myself some water real quick. Dagoth's plans. The following documents were prepared by temple scholars and agents of the Inquisition for Lord Vivec. From interrogation of captured sleepers and other Sixth House cultists, from study of manuscripts written by cultists and victims of dream-induced mania, from interviews with Lord Vivec concerning historical campaigns against Red Mountain, and from broad conjectures and inferences made upon these materials, this is our best estimate of Dagoth's motivations and objectives in this most recent phase of his war upon Morrowind. Basic objectives. Number 1. Establish a theocracy in Morrowind based on the worship of the newborn god Akulakan, the second Numidium, to be created by Dagoth from the heart of Lorkhan, and a body constructed according to the principles and rituals pioneered by the Dwemer Kagranak. Establish the ancient heirs of House Dagoth as the god-priests of Akulakan, and the sixth house of Dagoth as the dominant political power in Morrowind. Through charismatic conversion, unite the Dunmer under the guidance of Dagoth to battle against the foreign animals who hold Morrowind in subjection. Note: Dagoth has apparently adopted the views and motivations of the Dwemer High Craft Lord Kagranak. In effect, he recapitulates the ancient blasphemous folly of the Dwemer. Number 2. Expose the false worship of the tribunal and destroy the ecclesiastical authority and political power of the temple. How much the distant priests or the cult of Nerevarine may be controlled or influenced by the Sixth House in this regard is open to speculation. Number 3. Extirpate all remaining individuals of inferior and mongrel races from Morrowind. Number 4. Drive the Empire from Morrowind. Number 5. Recover ancient territories stolen by Skyrim and Argonia. Number 6. Extend the worship of Akulakan to all nations of Tamriel through subversion and conquest. Plans to establish and expand the Sixth House. Phase 1. Secure Red Mountain against tribunal intruders. Deny tribunal access to the heart, weakening the temple while securing Red Mountain for the creation of a Kulakan. Keep the construction of Second Numidium a secret. Phase 2. Create passive servants in ever-widening circles around Red Mountain by broadcasting compulsions couched in dream imagery to susceptible subjects in their sleep. Establish a major operational base at Kogorun for further operations in the Ash Wastes. That's where we met and killed our first Ash Vampire, with some difficulty. Establish smaller bases near small port villages and in lower-class waterfront districts in Vivec. Infiltrate and subvert smuggling syndicates. Recruit willing followers from disaffected populations, including the underworld, the poor, and rabid anti-imperial activists. You must remember that this is a classic populist strategy, and Dagoth was, in fact, the head of a house revolving around statesmen and statescraft, so it's very in character.
Yeah, he knows how to run this kind of shit.
And it was indeed him who, through subterfuge and diplomacy, discovered, obviously, the secret of the Heart of Lorcan, so it's both fitting and ironic. And Phase 3. Expand from smaller bases and to other towns and villages and recruit and indoctrinate subjects made susceptible by dream sendings. Occupy abandoned towers and ruins and train corrupted cultists as raiders and irregular troops. Identify, discredit, and decimate possible sources of political resistance. Phase 4. Use assassination and terror to weaken, distract, and disrupt the legions and the imperial bureaucracy, along with their Hlaalu sympathizers. Inspire popular uprisings of the native poor against the foreign rich and powerful. Summon sleepers and dreamers to Dagoth to work on Second Numidium. I mean, he certainly succeeded in infiltrating and entirely subverting House Hlaalu, because, we put a little wrench in his plans in that respect, but...
A big one.
Yeah, we have also decapitated House Hlaalu. But anyway, inferring Dagoth perspectives. Dagoth thinks on a large timescale, for the most part in the outside of timescale of the divine consciousness. He thinks that only obstacles of mythic scale are even worth consideration. He believes he is fated to rule Morrowind, to free Morrowind of the Empire, and to become the new hard-loving father of Morrowind. Given that perspective, the only opposing forces Dagoth worries about are the Tribunal, the Daedra, the Emperor, and the Incarnate. With the Tribunal's loss of Sunder and Keening, and with the diminishing resources of Vivec, Almalexia, and Sotha Sil, Dagoth believes he has permanently gained a decisive strategic advantage. On a mortal timescale, the battle may last for centuries, but the outcome is not in doubt, and a Kulakan may be a device for dramatically reducing the timescale for a decisive victory. The myth of dynamic invisibility. The myth of dynamic invincibility of the Emperor and the Empire has long been an unquantifiable and intimidating threat, but recent rumours of unrest in Cyrodiil, of the Emperor's failing health, and the unsettled question of the succession have diminished the scale of that threat. Nonetheless, the revelation that the Nerevarine is a pawn of Imperial intelligence, hand-picked and sent to Morrowind by the Emperor himself, may cause Dagoth considerable anxiety. The Daedra represent no coherent obstacle to Dagoth. Nonetheless, their personal abilities and their influence upon the fanatic followers is considerable, their motives and actions obscure, and Dagoth remains concerned about them. The Incarnate represents Saint Nerevar, a mythic force that has previously defeated Dagoth and Dagoth is obsessed with this threat. At the same time, Dagoth knew Nerevar personally, knew that he was a mortal man with faults and weaknesses. Dagoth may have some hope of seducing or negotiating with Nerevar's reincarnation. Further, when Nerevar and the Tribunal defeated Dagoth, they were strong and allied. Now the Nerevarine and the Tribunal are weak, opposed, and divided. Therefore, though the Nerevarine and the Tribunal represent the most serious threat to Dagoth plans, he still has good reason to believe that this time he will prevail. A recent timescale of Dagoth activities. Much of the following timescale is based on inference from incomplete information. Before Second Era 882. Dagoth and his kin lie dreaming beneath the sills of Red Mountain. Second Era 882. Dagoth and his ash vampires awake, refreshed, and emerge from lower Red Mountain into the Heart Chamber. Dagoth ritually binds himself and his brethren as Heart Wights, in a ritual of his own devising. First stages of construction of a second Numidium, conceived during the long sleep, are begun by Heart Wights and Atronach constructs in a chamber near the heart of Lorcan. Keeping the second Numidium project a secret from the Tribunal is a high priority. Still in Second Era 882, the Tribunal arrive at Red Mountain for their annual ritual bathing in the Heart's power. Dagoth and Ash vampires ambush the Tribunal. The Tribunes are driven away and prevented from restoring themselves with Kagranak's tools at the heart of Lorcan. From the Second Era 882 to the Third Era 417, intermittent Tribunal campaigns assault Red Mountain. The Tribunal and supporting forces seek to force access to the Heart Chamber but are repeatedly driven back. Dagoth recruits sleepers and dreamers through dream sendings. Cultists are recruited through dream compulsion. Weaker cultists become corporous beasts. Stronger cultists advance through the stages towards the powers of the ascended sleepers. Third Era 400. Coggaroon reoccupied by Dagoth Uthol and fortified as an advance base for 6th House operations. Blightstorms more frequent and widespread. Soul sickness spreads in regions close to Red Mountain. Third Era 410. 6th House bases founded near Narmok and in waterfront areas of Vivec. 6th House operatives exploit smuggler organizations and communications to spread their influence among victims unbalanced by Dagoth dream sendings. Third Era 415. Small cells of 6th House cultists in every town in Vvardenfell. Larger 6th House operations are concealed in remote dungeons where creatures are bred and cultists are trained for the coming struggle. Third Era 417. Almalexia and Sothasil lose the artifacts, Keening and Sunder to Dagoth Odros and Vemin. Vivec rescues Almalexia and Sothasil, but failing to recover Keening and Sunder, the Tribunal retreat from Red Mountain in disorder. Surviving buoyant Armiger companions know the Tribunal was forced to retreat, but do not know how serious a reversal the Tribunal has suffered. The 3 tribunes return to their respective capitals and continue to perform their ritual functions. The tribunes continue to grow weaker without access to the heart and because of resources required to support the Ghost Fence. The inner circle of the temple priesthood has begun to suspect the tribunes have suffered seriously from wounds and demoralization in the wake of reverses at Red Mountain, but do not recognize the scale of the problem. Third Era 426 to 427. Campaign of the 6th House assassinations of prominent Imperial citizens and Hlalu Imperial sympathizers. Sudden increases in number and seriousness of attacks by cultists and victims deranged by soul sickness. Noted with concern, Dagoth can apparently perceive and communicate directly through his cultists. Sleepers and dreamers are often reported speaking as though with Dagoth voice and intention. Little is known about the features, scale, or stage of completion of Akula Khan, or Second Numidia. No one has gained entrance to the Heart Chamber since Second Era 282. In Third Era 417, Keening and Sunder were captured and may substantially aid in Akula Khan's construction. That concludes Dagoth plans. Perhaps now.
Yeah, I'm really not liking this unknown, unquantified, definitely speeded up construction of a new god. I feel like that's being skipped over a little bit.
Akula Khan? May I see it? No.
No. A new god constructed with the tools of Lorcan, located entirely within the sacred stronghold of Red Mountain. Yeah.
Yes.
May
I see it? No.
No. Right.
Plan to defeat Dagoth. Da-ba-da-ba. For the past 20 years, the Tribunal have tried unsuccessfully to execute this plan. Excellent start. However, we failed because we were required to stage an assault and simultaneously maintain the ghost fence to prevent a threatened large-scale breakout of Dagoth-Ur's blighted hosts. With the Nerevarine leading the assault, and the Tribunal free to devote their energies to maintaining the ghost fence, this plan has a much greater chance of success. Unfortunately, however, the loss of the artifacts Sunder and Keening and the recent increase in Dagoth-Ur's strength pose new problems for the execution of the plan. Our proposed plan therefore has 5 phases. 1. A series of aggressive raids to scout inside the ghost fence. 2. A series of aggressive raids to neutralize Dagoth-Ur's ash vampire kin and recover artifacts from the bodies of his kin. I think one of my rings is from one of those. Quite a fancy one. 3. An assault on Gate Citadel Veminal to neutralize Dagoth Vemin and recover the artifact hammer Sunder. 4. Paired with this, an assault of Gate Citadel Odrasal to neutralize Dagoth Odros and recover the artifact blade Keening. 5. Finally, an assault of Citadel Dagoth, with the artifacts Wraithguard, Sunder, and Keening united to sever Dagoth-Ur's connection to the heart of Locan, and thus to destroy Dagoth-Ur. Phase 1. The Tribunal, Ordinators, and Buoyant Armigers are familiar with the terrain and will provide maps and current intelligence reports. The region inside the Ghost Fence is dangerous, and the Nerevarine will need to be familiar with its particular challenges. After measuring skills and resources against Dagoth-Ur's defences, the Nerevarine will know better how to pace a campaign, alternating raids with improving skills, gaining better equipment, and stockpiling resources. Phase 2. Dagoth-Ur's kin have become markedly more powerful in recent decades, after remaining stable for thousands of years. If they can be individually isolated and destroyed, they will not be able to support Dagoth-Ur in later stages of the war. It may also be that the dramatic increase in their power comes from items enchanted and given to them by Dagoth-Ur. Salvage of such items might contribute to our resources. Phase 3. Essential to recover the artifact hammer Sunder for Phase 5. The Ash Vampire Dagoth Vemin has possession of the artifact Sunder, and probably seeks to discover the secret of its enchantments. He may also have access to notebooks and journals of Kargrenak that have survived in the Dwemer workshops of Veminal. Phase 4. Essential to recover the artifact blade Keening for Phase 5. The Ash Vampire Dagoth Odros has possession of Keening, and probably seeks to rediscover the secrets of its enchantments. He may also have access to notebooks and journals of Kargrenak that survive in the Dwemer workshops of Odrasal. 5. All previous stages are but preparations for this stage. Recent expeditions show Citadel Dagoth to have undergone extensive expansion. The location will need to be explored carefully. The known route to the Heart Chamber will be well defended, but alternative routes may exist. Dagoth-Ur would have anticipated our plan to destroy him by attacking the Heart, and will almost certainly oppose personally any approach to the Heart Chamber. Together, the Tribunal could not defeat him, and he has grown stronger since then. Admittedly, the Tribunal has had the distraction of maintaining the Ghost Fence simultaneous with fighting Dagoth-Ur, but even so the challenge seems daunting. The adoption of this phased campaign seems to offer the best chance for success. In retrospect, the Tribunal's decision to directly assault Citadel Dagoth must be seen to have been a serious error. Alright, well, you know what? If you could put your hand up and say it's an error. The Tribunal did not feel it had the option of a slow-paced and deliberate campaign, given their many other competing priorities, not least of which was the maintenance of the Ghost Fence and outer defences. The Nerevarine, on the other hand, should be best served by a careful, step-by-step advance, with the additional advantage of building confidence and knowledge along the way, while success will undermine Dagoth-Ur's own assurance in his defences. Employing Kargrenak's tools against Dagoth-Ur. The source of Dagoth Ur's unnatural power is the heart of Lorcan. The heart is also the source of the Tribunal's divine powers. During mythic times, the gods took and hid Lorcan's heart beneath Red Mountain as a punishment for creating the mortal plane. The Dwemer discovered the heart while building underground colonies. High Craft Lord Kagrenak created enchanted tools intended to tap the power of the heart. The War of the First Council was fought to prevent this sacrilege. Kagrenak's use of these tools and the disappearance of the Dwemer race marked the end of that war. The tools were recovered by Nerevar and Dagoth Ur. Dagoth Ur was left to guard the tools while Nerevar came to consult with us, his advisors. In Nerevar's absence, Dagoth Ur experimented with the tools upon the heart and was corrupted. We returned to discover a deranged Dagoth Ur who refused to turn over the tools. When he attacked us, we drove him away. We left Red Mountain with the tools, and subsequently Sotha Sil discovered their secrets. Collectively, we used the tools to build a connection with the heart for ourselves, to transform our mortal natures. Thus, we became as we are now, the Tribunal. Dagoth Ur had survived our attacks, however, and without the tools, in a manner not well understood, he had also managed to establish a connection with the heart, and transform himself into an immortal being. Our plan to destroy Dagoth Ur also runs the risk of destroying the Tribunal. Hey, let's get off my nose. The plan is to permanently disrupt Kagrenak's enchantments upon the heart, severing connections with Dagoth Ur and ourselves, and rendering us all once again mortal. A mortal Dagoth Ur may then be destroyed by mundane means. The loss of godhood and possible death of the Tribunal are judged a risk necessary. The normal procedure for establishing connection with the heart is a 3-step process. The wearer of Wraithguard strikes the heart with the hammer Sunder, causing the heart to produce a pure tone. Then, the wearer of the Wraithguard strikes the heart with the blade Keening, shattering the pure tone into a prism of tone shades. These are then imprinted upon the substance of the wearer of Wraithguard, gifting him an immortal and divine nature. The Nerevarine will not be taught the secret rituals required to perform the 3rd step correctly. Yeah, you know, fair. Instead, the Nerevarine will strike the heart with Keening for a 2nd time, causing its tones to diverge into unstable patterns of interference. Further repeated strikes with Keening will further disrupt the tones, with the ultimate result of shattering and dispelling Kagrenak's original enchantments binding the heart, thereby severing the heart's links with Ur, and with any surviving heart wights, and with the Tribunal. Destroying Kagrenak's enchantments on the heart will also stop the corrupt effusion of the heart's divine power and end the blight on Morrowind. The Nerevarine may be tempted to steal the power of the heart. Dagoth Ur and Sotha Sil alone know this secret. Dagoth Ur may, in extremity, propose to teach the Nerevarine to use the tools to become a god. We doubt the Nerevarine is fool enough to trust Dagoth Ur, and are content to take this risk. Be warned, the Nerevarine cannot safely equip either Keening or Sunder unless wearing Wraithguard. The Nerevarine will be injured every moment while holding either of these artifacts unless protected by Wraithguard, and persistence will be rewarded only with death. If Nerevarine can equip an item while not wearing Wraithguard and receive no injury, the item is a counterfeit. One last note. Dagoth Ur must not get a hold of Wraithguard. The Nerevarine must prepare and recall or use Armcivi intervention if there is any risk of death or capture. Surprise. Dagoth Ur will not expect you to destroy Kagrenak's enchantments on the heart. He does not know it is possible, he would not do it himself, and he knows we have never tried it. He will not believe anyone would want to sacrifice the promise of such power. Advancement in House Dagoth, as in all great houses, is by challenge and confrontation within the hierarchy. The Nerevarines' challenges, defeats of Ash Vampires, and battles with the 6th House will likely be viewed in that light. Dagoth and his kin may assume that Erevarin's ambition is to control Vhard. Given that assumption, it is only reasonable that Erevarin would try to defeat each of Dagoth's subordinates in turn, working up to Dagoth. If the Erevarin can defeat Dagoth and control Vhard, so much the better. But logically, the Erevarin would wish to rise as high in the hierarchy as possible before cutting a deal with the head of the house. Dagoth should try to recruit the Erevarin into House Dagoth. It may be possible to pretend to join him and then betray him, but any action to deceive him will be very risky. House Dagoth has a long tradition of subterfuge and treachery, and because he is a deceiver, he will expect deception. Closing remarks. We place no compulsion upon the Erevarin to adhere to the plans described here. We believe they offer the best chance of destroying Dagoth, but we have also chosen to place our trust in the Erevarin's judgment and skill. Frankly, we see no alternative. If there are doubts or questions, speak with Vivec. He has agreed to serve as the Erevarin's guide and counselor for the duration of this campaign. It may be that if the Erevarin succeeds, the tribunal will not survive. Such sentiments as might have been expressed to the tribunal should, in that case, be addressed to the land and people of Morrowind. May the happy convergence of fortune and prayer meet in our destiny. On behalf of Lady Almalexia and Lord Sotha-Sil, Vivec. That's about
My
as
goodness.
as you could hope for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof. Okay.
Morrowind's got some serious lore. And it's heavy
damn,
stuff. It's real Greek tragedy shit.
Imagine just typing all that shit up as optional reading lore in the background of one room in the main quest.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Kirkbride. Yeah. Morrowind has
can you play
insane
it on the
lore.
smart fridge?
Actually, you can play OpenMW on Android, on your phone. For shits and gigs. I haven't tried it, but with you having a newer phone, probably can do it easily, and I highly recommend, for the hell of it, to try it at some point. I mean, I want to see that. But yeah, there's videos of people doing it on
mobile gaming now, my dude.
yeah. Snapdragon Gaming.
Yeah.
Well, by the way, piece of trivia, if you come this way, did you know that Vivec's animation finishes slightly off-center of where he started? Which is why, having done our long reading, he is now no longer on the platform.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, there's a fix for it, but I don't think I've applied it. Well, I clearly haven't applied it.
Yo, what the dog doing? Yo, sorry, yo, what the god doing? Hey, well, I gotta say, Vivec's slightly more of an interesting. I still think he's whichever account is true, he still seems like kind of a dick. But he's a much subtler, much better written dick than I was thinking.
It's very extremely well written. There's more lore to him which we can explore another time, either if you happen to read it, or
So
and
he-
this is
he
what
becomes, yeah.
After you.
I was saying he's been like assigned to be our Cortana for the duration of the war against Dagoth. I like that.
Sort of, yes,
back.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I propose we go deeper into the lore, because yes, we can go deeper, although this is about the extent of it, but there's more subtlety to it that we can explore when we do the Tribunal expansion, which I propose we don't do until we revisit it in like 5-10 years for Tamriel Rebuilt, because they're planning to make Mournhold like a physical part of the continent, as opposed to what it is now, which is just a city in isolation that you can't actually leave when you go there.
Is that the place with the assassins where we got?
So Mournhold is, it's the capital of Morrowind as a whole, not just Vvardenfell. It's Almalexia's city, and it's where you go.
I always forget that despite being called Morrowind, this
Hunt
is
down the
actually
Brotherhood.
not the whole
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, well, Tamriel Rebuilt is a fucking sick project. I played it like in 2020, I think, when it was only quote unquote half done. So there's still regions that they're working on. They've since added a bunch more regions, and the content is of an absurdly high quality. It is at least the standard of base Morrowind, and in many cases greatly exceeds it and pushes its mechanics and like stylization even further. So it's real good shit.
Base Morrowind.
Solstheim is much more modular, and I vote we do Solstheim as like a Christmas special, like if we maybe later this year.
I just looked at a wild map, and what the hell? Yeah, this Vvardenfell ain't even nearly all of Morrowind. It's like about 30% maybe.
Oh, you looked at online? Yeah. It's
At least the base map. Like, I guess actually Mournhold is part of the base map. You can zoom out.
Technically, yes, but it's a blip.
But yeah, my God, what the hell?
Yeah.
There's so much of it. Okay.
Your gods, in fact. Anyway, reading episode. Lore.
Oh, my throat is destroyed.
I had to pace myself, drink a lot of water. I've got singing on Monday as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and guitar. I managed to convince them to both do it on bank holiday. One of them didn't want to work then, and I was kind of like, oh, but please. And they were like, okay, well, since you have to cycle in, fine. But yeah, no, it's unbelievably well-written game.
Let me know how that's going.
Like, don't get me wrong, I started on Skyrim, and I absolutely love Skyrim for like its not world building, but it's like ambiance and aesthetic and immersion.
Oh, hell yeah.
But Morrowind has incomparable lore. Like, it is incredible and insane.
I gotta say, it's much more generic. It's still engaging in both Oblivion and Skyrim, but it's much more generic, high fantasy. Here are the Viking people, here are the orcs, here are the blah blah blah. Here's the pantheon of good gods, here's the pantheon of nasty gods. Like, Morrowind is some weird, like, old world, classical, like, Greek tragedy shit.
Yeah.
Like, the Mesopotamian and Egyptian gods, like, betraying each other and rising and falling to godhood or becoming mortal.
Yeah, complexity, subtlety, irony, hypocrisy, and yes, ultimately, deep, painful tragedy.
And let's not forget the helmet drip.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah. The art direction had a lot more freedom compared to like Nords and Imperials, for instance, who are basically just generic medieval.
Yeah, but
even Breton.
You can't really develop their art style too far because they're so clearly based culturally on existing cultures for which we have established.
And you need something to be quote unquote grounded to be like, if everything was fantastical, then there'd be no race to sort of gravitate to if you were like just starting in the Tamrielic lore.
Yeah.
Whereas like
instead with
the High Elves, the Khajiit and the Bosmer are like really out there in terms of
the buildings. Like the only established kind of link for Dark Elf stuff is like in old school D&D. Dark Elves live underground, so they grow lots of fungus, and they use that quite a lot in their architecture. And they've kind of borrowed that here. But apart from that,
but in a completely different way, because it's above ground. And only one of the factions in their houses, only one of the houses does that. So yeah, it's really.
And like all the different armor styles, like the cephalopod armor and the Ordinator armor, and like the difference between the buildings in Vivec versus the buildings in Aldrune versus the buildings in Nissus.
Yeah, and you'll see there's different architecture in continental Morrowind as well. I won't spoil it.
And there's so many dogs.
You'll actually, I mean, I've only seen the house in Doril architectural style, because I think Dres wasn't in the expansion when I played it, but in Doril have a really nice architecture as well. But yeah, we do need a mod to pet the Gwar. That's important.
Yeah, there's so many dogs in Morrowind. Though.
I mean, there is Morrowind VR. I mean, I don't have a VR kit, and I don't really intend to get one. But there is Morrowind Multiplayer in VR as well. They have a fork for it, which...
Good to just do a Morrowind petting playthrough.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
the same as the others, but you have to pet the dog every time you see it.
I'm pretty sure someone did that like immediately. I think to like a scrib or something. Like they like fed the scrib and then pet the scrib. Good shit. Anyway, what time even is it? It's coming to 10. What are your? How early do you have to get up? How much longer can you stay? Half an hour or?
Yeah, I can probably swim half an hour.
Cool.
We've got a bunch of packing and stuff to do because we're going. I'm not working tomorrow. I'm going off for the long weekend for the
wedding. Yeah,
but
fair enough.
We're leaving until like 1 tomorrow, so I don't have to get up too early.
Well, we are to rescue Adusamsi Asunariaran. Asunaria
mysterious
run.
This will be another mysterious prophet who's definitely not an incarnated form of one of the gods.
Yep. From the Dunmer stronghold of Rotheran. She went there to recover the ice blade of the monarch, which is most definitely a long blade, and therefore you will enjoy. If possible, I'm to recover the blade and bring that back to the oracle. I feel like, we should do something fairly miraculous and inspiring this episode. I'm still carrying the scrap metal that I can't give to the Imperial Legion because we don't have Astrid's Legion badge.
But we've been good, responsible RPG fantasy fans. We've done a lot of reading. I want to go somewhere and murder a lot of people.
We have also just been told to arm up and get the best equipment possible. So let's get right on that. I've got 5 scrolls of divine intervention. Do you need any?
Holy shit, dude! How much trouble do you get in with the gods? I think I've got 3. So if you give me 1, we can have even 4 each.
Sounds good. Speaking of preparing, I'm going to let the cat out because we have to separate them when they're eating.
Oh, yeah, they're like that. Yeah. Did we get any clues on where Vvardenfell might be?
Say again?
Do we have clues on where the stronghold of Vvardenfell might be? Is it one we've come
your guess is as good as mine. Let's figure it out. We can run around. If you scroll around the map quickly, it might be somewhere on its own. If we haven't gone near that before.
Marked. Hole in Mayan. Oh, that's the shrine to 0.
We can go there anyway just to say hi and you've been forgiven, maybe, unless it's a political gambit. Entirely.
Oh, to the distant priests, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't see anywhere having been marked as Vvardenfell, so...
If we speak to a Dunmer scout or savant, which we might find in Ebonheart, they might be able to have a dialogue that tells us where it is.
Oh, yeah, Ebonheart.
I'm also going to check topics under R, but no, it's not there. There's Red Mountain and Remember Being Mortal there.
Oh, do you need mana?
No, I'm okay.
Oh, you good? Okay.
Yeah, let's go to the Imperial Palace.
I think there's a bunch of Imperial forts and flags that I'm familiar with from the other games, but then there's also just occasionally a giant fucking mushroom in the middle of the Imperial town.
Loving the storm.
I was going to say, is this a mod?
Yeah, it is slightly modded.
The weather, yeah.
The frame rate does get tanked slightly, but I think the frame rate is actually worse without the mod because Ebonheart was notorious for using just too many polygons for some reason, and it played badly even back in the day.
I still maintain that take a sword out in one hand and then walk along the ground with levitate, and you do the ultimate Chad. You do the wide Putin.
Let's have a look. I'll try it with an axe.
Yeah, one-handed weapon, levitate, and then walk along the ground with the effect on.
I'll pull out Peak Star's pants. Yep.
I've my walking animation is so much faster. I've been expelled from here, haven't I?
Didn't they try and drone strike Putin?
Well, he's saying the Ukrainians tried to. Yeah.
I mean, if it was an inside job, I don't know if that's funnier or... I don't know if funny is the word, in a very uncomfortable kind of way, in that, wow, our political climate is fucked. The doomsday clock is at 3 seconds to midnight.
We're going to try and ask... Yeah, we can ask her about Rotherham.
Oh, well, that would help. That, yeah. Good.
Oh, here we are. The ancient Dunmer stronghold of Vvardenfell is located on the southern coast of... Oh no, Shia Gorad. That name cannot mean...
Yeah, boy. I remember she told us, actually.
Yeah, it's a place of evil reputation, remote and seldom visited. Where's Shia Gorad?
Ooh. So it's the northernmost island of Vvardenfell, the big one.
Is that
we actually went past Rutheren before.
It had the shrine to Shia Gorad, right?
No, that's to the far northeast, where we made a safe space for the one of the Ashlander tribes, whose name escapes me.
That was Ashal Maria or something?
I think that was the name of the shrine? But
Al Daedroth, that's it.
Al Daedroth, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What's the name of the tribe,
same, like
though?
Little archipelago. Aren't they the...
Erebemnim Sum?
Ahamusa?
Oh, yeah. That's the one. Yeah, it starts with an A, that's for sure. I've asked about the Ice Blade of the Monarch. The evil archmage Almion Kelmo of the Somerset Isles created the blade for a warrior, Thugnar Asi, who was to assassinate a king. The assassination failed. Thugnar Asi was slain. Almion Kelmo was imprisoned, and the Ice Blade fell into the hands of a series of malefactors. The weapon is a claymore enchanted to cause frost damage and is rumoured to pass from owner to owner of its own volition.
Does it kind of ruins the weapon's credentials? If it was made to assassinate a king and the assassin failed, L plus ratio plus imprisoned plus the king got his sword plus like... Are we sure this is a weapon we want? Sounds like it's gonna curse us, my dude.
I mean, only if we try and assassinate a king, right?
And what is Dagoth there, if not king of the Red Mountain?
Ah, well, that is a good point. Luckily, we carry several swords all the time.
That's true. I literally currently have equipped a bell to just summon a new one. Oh no, that's to make me run on the ceiling.
Oh, I forgot to ever try out the spell I made called Send Sister to Space, which is jump 100 points for 3 seconds on touch, and then a slow fall for 12 seconds, 1 point. I forgot I made that, and I'm just trying to check if I have spell absorption. Spell Drinker. Spell absorption 20 points for 15 seconds. I guess I'll have to spell make.
I stand in good company. What can I do for
spell making. How much would it cost?
What are you trying to give her absorption?
No, I'm trying to give myself absorption like 100 points or something on self. For I don't know. It's
like an emergency button.
Yeah, like let's say.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
10 seconds.
Like if you see a big bunch of fireballs coming in, oh dear.
Oh wait, hang on. My spell chance would be -3. Yeah, I'm not very good at mysticism. I'm going to forget that for now. I'll make an item that does that.
Yeah.
I made an item of basically parrying in single play, but I might make it here as well. An item that essentially has a 100% chance to absorb a spell, but only for 1 second. So I basically cast it as a spell is coming in.
Nice.
Yeah. Right, so we know where Rotharen is. Should we take a boat?
Spell dodging.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I told you I beat the Archmage of the Mages Guild exclusively using the ring. Because it's canon that he's actually shit at music and just has an enchanted staff, and he got his position by basically nepotism and ass clicking.
You mean magic, right?
Yeah. Well,
not
yes.
music, and I think you mean ass kissing, because ass licking is a whole other thing.
I very much get the impression it could have been either or both, but in any case, I think I was conflating bootlicking and ass kissing, but it honestly could have been both with him.
He might have been boot kissing as well. You don't know.
I don't know, and I don't judge, or do I? Let us speak to Blata Hateria to go fishing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. Wait, let's drop a
says
little.
out loud. Oh yeah, I meant to take you to Hollow My Head.
Yes.
Any time we went to shh, bitch. We got it. Vivec is right over there. Alright, let's go fishing.
Wow, I've managed to make her dislike me quite a lot, but it's okay because it only made a difference of 11 gold.
Yeah, well, they gotta charge a lot, man. You gotta charge a lot. These fake fishing trips are the only source of income for these distant beasts.
True. Oh, I forgot.
Oh, I forgot. What time is it?
It is 1 AM. So, yeah. Let's divine intervention to Sadrith Mora and then get a boat from there to, well, we'll figure it out. Do we have anything to do for, Big Mommy Helende?
I don't think we've checked in with her recently, actually. I think we were done with a nasty.
What were we doing for Anasi?
So first we... Oh, no, we still have the quest left. We want to help get her ex-boyfriend off Moon Sugar.
Oh, right. Where's he?
Yeah.
Well, we'll figure that out later.
Yeah. I think after we're done with Anasi, we come back and then maybe Big Murray Helene might have.
No, Anasi's in Pelagiad, so... Oh, sorry, yeah, where's her skooma boyfriend, actually? Or her ex? Let's look up...
Don't feel the need to get defensive on my part. I have absolutely no doubts that I'm better than this man in every way.
Well, you're not a scuba addict, so that's already beating him by a large margin.
Given that appears to be his entire personality, you know.
What's the quest called? Anasi, a special friend. St. Ohm's Canton. Oh, he was in Vivec and we just missed him. Ah, well. Next time we're in Vivec. Hire a wizard. Oh, we just need to fucking smuggle in some ebony. So that's something to remember to get. Ebony. But anyway, let's just bounce to the...
Avoiding Texas and perfect.
I just saw a shadow moving very quickly along the ground in my peripheral vision. I was like, I have found Dunmer Thicc.
It could be a cliff racer or it could be me.
I think not even cliff racers can compete.
You have a certain je ne sais quoi.
C'est quoi?
Je ne sais quoi ça?
I wanted some scones, that's what I... So, I'm not going to say on camera where I work, but working there a whole last year and like the benefit like perk points that I got was enough for a £10 Sainsbury's voucher. That's a year's worth of points. So I got...
He works at Amazon.
I got as if. They probably have pretty good benefits there, but I also would have to sell my soul.
Yeah, they can afford to give benefits to all the
Again, I always say, like,
survive.
I'm very argumentative. I can argue either sides of an argument, but unfortunately I can't be like a corporate lawyer because I was born with a conscience. Oh, really tragic. Mind you, if I studied hard enough, I could probably do another kind, but you know me, studying hard is something I struggle with. I'll leave it to you. You can defend the dudes. You can do it. If you ever need like a speech written, I'm your guy. I'll do that. But outside of that, knowing the ins and outs of the law, miss me on that studying shit. Vvardenfell. Is where we are going.
Short trip, long trip.
Yeah.
Short trip, long trip. You decide. Vvardenfell, so we can make Dagoth fall. Right, I believe it's directly south, although we can ask a local just for a little bit of... Anya Swift Sailor, can you send us to Rothera. No, you cannot. Alright, let's just go south.
What other one?
I'm completely out of magicka.
Oh yeah, don't I? Oh. Stop resisting. I'm not saying that for the normal cop reason.
Oh, I resisted, but that also causes me to regenerate magicka. Honestly, this... I don't even know if to call it a gimmick or like additional interaction. Has been such a good meme for Tes 3 MP. I don't regret it one bit. Because otherwise we just all have regenerating magicka and that would be a bit bullshit. But this is like, yeah, I'm not that great with spells, but I can cast some. I just need to be fed magicka. I love it.
Yeah.
Anyway, believe it should be on the horizon in not too long. Okay.
Socialism.
We will die where we stand.
You will die where you
Why
your
is he wearing
magicka,
one
it's
glove?
our magicka.
Give in. You're dead already.
I'm dead already. Oh.
Oh yeah.
Well, I guess we may as well give up. Apparently, I'm dead already.
You will die where you stand.
Wow. I was just missing non-stop.
Hey! You will die.
I like how he says "Hey" offendedly, as though
This is too
He's-
easy.
frustrated we're fighting back. Oh, happy
He's
feet.
tougher than the guy who had armor.
He's ducking, he's dodging and weaving.
Arr. Give in. You're
Why did
dead
he just make a
already.
pirate noise? He just went, "Arr!"
Growing weak.
I mean, maybe he is a pirate.
Arr.
Oh, my hand-to-hand is only 58
That
apparently.
explains why he wants the booty.
He's so fast.
Maybe the glove is giving him magic speed.
I want it. We should give it to Australie.
If we give her the ring as well, that makes.
She needs all the help she can get.
Dude's ripped as well.
Boots with the fur. We should give her a ring that gives her light and the boots.
Hey!
Also, it strikes me as something she would greatly enjoy using. Look at this freaking... he's sliding around on the ground. He thinks he's taking inspiration from this Shork. Get out of here. Trying to get involved.
Yeah, like how fighting styles in martial arts were often inspired by looking at how animals move. This he's been studying the Shork.
The way of the
He
Shork.
has become one
Shork
with the
slide.
How does it feel to know?
Oh, how does it feel? Not so good.
Oh wow, you're out of stamina.
Yeah, I don't have a lot. I use a lot by sprinting around so much.
Oh, but I think we got him. Olaf the Slidey, apparently. Olaf's Fist, fortify hand-to-hand skill 20 points for 60 seconds on self. I guess I will be taking that. And I will
And
also be
skooma.
taking some Skoom. All calories are good calories. What's in here? Cyrodiilic. Right, we'll check that out after Rotheran. Give you a chance to try out your blade.
Hell
And
yeah.
then we can probably grab a drink at
Make it quick, Outlander.
whatever it was called. Dagoth. Dolvazi
Oh,
Veloran, have you got any hints? Have you got any advice? Little advice about going in here? If you're looking for someone to talk to about the Witch Hunters trade in Morrowind, you should talk to Melvur Rindu at the Hall of Justice in Vivec. That's great and all, but we were told somebody was hiding relics in here. Propylon chamber. Arena.
Arena. Oh,
Oh, well, they do be fighting in here. Wait, I want to try the new gloves. Gloves with
I
the
think
fur.
maybe there's like I think there might be like a competition on it. It's like Battle Royale style if you want to win the blade.
I'm all for that. First, I'm going to punch this ghost. Oh, you killed him. I was going to say, I punched the ghost to death.
I'll kill them, and when their ghosts come spawn from their bodies, you can punch them to death. How about that?
No escape.
Oh. Wow, okay. There was a very powerful fire spell happening over there. And I did not absorb it.
It would have killed me if I wasn't Dunmer, because it took me down to like 40% of my
Oh,
health.
Dwemer Jinx Sword. I'm gonna fool around with that real quick.
Do you not have your departmentally issued taser?
I do, but I don't want to spend the... I would rather use something crappy and expel. Oh, there we go, there we go.
Why is he frozen? Why is he was frozen halfway through the pose if you know I had to do it to him.
Oh, I believe this is the current reigning champion. Well, I'm hang on, I'm gonna goon him with the sword I just picked up. Get pranked, fool. Well, there he goes. I believe you have earned the sword,
Ice Blade of the Monarch.
the Ice Blade of the Monarch. Let's see you with it.
Oh, Adus Samsi's ring. It has charges for divine intervention, so I can do that again now.
Ah, very cool.
Nice. And then he has a robe cast when used, paralyzed for 5 seconds. Paralyzed on target.
Strikes me as something. I'll take it, and we can keep it for Australia. Sounds like something she would appreciate being able to do. Right.
Rather than slave cells unlocked.
Oh,
okay.
Let's take out these dudes. Let's make sure the slaves don't die.
Look at these cheeky little scamps.
Enough of that. Behave yourself. Dremora Lord, some iron bolts. That's yours, I believe.
Nice.
Scamps.
Shot them.
Skin.
Prey approaches.
Oh, I think, yeah, one of the slaves might have gotten killed in the crossfire. Or maybe he was dead already when we
He
came
was dead
in.
when we came in, yeah.
Right, we cannot be freed without the key.
Has no one.
I got it.
Ah, okay.
One of the mage who almost killed us earlier had the key. Go, be free. Wait, unless you're my girlfriend's ex-boyfriend, in which case, oh no, he got killed in the crossfire.
No, I believe he's in Vivec. Let me just...
Oh, there's way more slaves.
I don't know where.
Also, they're all giving me, because I have like a 400 gold bounty from,
Has no one.
I don't know, looking while you stole something. I'm opening this door with the keys and letting them free one by one, and each time each one of them starts off by saying, please just leave me be and I won't tell the guards. But, okay, I found Adasamsi
Wow.
I found Adasamsi.
Not very sensitive.
Please, Laarj Gro-Hyuge is a sorcerer and a worshipper of Molag Bal. He's a terrible sorcerer and also carries a deadly sword. He stripped me and made me his prisoner.
Sweet
That's all I can remember. I can't recall how I got here or why.
Sugar.
I think he has poisoned my mind with spells.
Over.
If you can recover my ring from Laarj Gro-Hyuge, I can use this enchantment to escape. Good knowing. Please, rescue these slaves too if you can. Toronto has their slave key. Bring me my ring, please. But I don't want to give up the ring. I like the ring. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so she's got that.
We can quite easily make a ring that does divine intervention anyway.
Ooh.
Khajiit has no one.
I don't know the spell. Otherwise I wouldn't know the ring. Need the ring.
Did you... Bring me my ring! Bring me my ring! She screams. Okay. Do you have her ring? Oh.
Yeah. Oh, I had to feel the slaves first, and then she took the ring.
Ah, I see.
And warm sands.
Are there any other slaves? Do you want to open these other doors?
Oh, it's a bunch of Organians. So,
Speak
dudes.
quickly.
Speak quickly.
Free.
Speak
Fresh
quickly.
game.
Everyone stop panicking. Okay, just... I'm not going to kill any of you. I just looked at my friend while he was stealing something. Oh! Okay, that's a slave too, I guess. There's just a dog.
Oh, he's just a dog. Oh, he was just a dog.
He would have started eating the slaves if I just tried to calm him. Hey. Well, okay. That's quicker than I expected.
Yeah, well, I guess for anyone lower level, they would be pretty shreked and kecked by the paralysis and chance that a couple of them had, but still.
And that mage.
Yeah, that mage actually had big
Big
Damuji. Oh,
wait.
what was that sound? There was a huge explosion when you left, but I'm intact. I'm okay.
That's just me dropping the mic.
What about the common hut, communal hut? Oh, it's not friendly. Ow.
I was promised this was a communal space. I'm trying to commune.
What
He
did he
made
have?
one last effort to get up while he was being punched
Oh, a
out.
propylon index. If we collect them all, we can very vaguely, slightly more conveniently travel around the
Oh,
strongholds.
can we like travel between the weird huts on top of all the strongholds?
Yes, except we have to have all of them. And, well, we don't have to have all of them, but we need to have the corresponding one for every single one that we want to go to. I currently have only Rotheron. Skooma Pipe, as you do. Empty Vial. St. Roris trading card.
Sometimes it'd be like that, and sometimes like that. That'd
It
be...
do Scroll of Healing. Not that great. I'm going to use it now.
You know what they say. Roses are red, violets are blue. They don't think it be like it be, but it do.
Do you want to try picking this, or shall I undo it? I'll just undo it. Oh, you already did.
Or I just did in the classic open strong. I'd rather try and get the alteration up than work on security. With
Eggs.
that low. Right, time for a celebratory drink, I think. In real life as well. I need. God, my throat is destroyed. Why does the law hurt me? I just want to love it.
Oh, absinthe bottles are large. What the heck? Well, pick your poison.
I'm a grief man.
Well,
I'm a
shine.
griefer.
Absinthe and shine is what I'm going to go on.
Oh yeah. Just remember, be near a toilet. You know what they say? Absinthe makes the fart grow stronger.
I hadn't heard that one, but I'll take your word for it. I don't think I've ever had it.
Do you not know the original expression?
No?
Oh, okay. There's like an original. I think it's Shakespeare, but it's like a thing people say about long distance relationships, where the original saying is absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Ah, okay, right.
Like
yeah, I know that one.
Yeah. So absence makes the fart grow stronger. It's just
Oh.
like
I think it's stealing if you take from the outside crates. I just ate all of their ash yams. Right. Let's go for a celebratory dunking on whatever this sussy looking cavern is.
it did look kind of sus, and it had the audacity to exist in front of us, which means
I believe it's just over here,
It's
actually.
it's raiding time.
It's back here.
Oh, is it that? Oh yeah, it is.
Yes.
Police, hands up!
He did put his hands up, to be fair, but not up high enough. That was me,
Oh,
my
okay.
bad.
It did seem suspiciously strong from him.
He has Ring of Luck. Oh, constant effect. Fortify luck by 5 points. Maybe I'll be luckier now.
You'll be lucky. You'll find better magic items.
Stupid.
People, these aren't bandits even. They're just like random homeless people.
You in.
Who just burst into a random homeless shelter and were like...
Myrnilea
"Go, go."
Terilu, who apparently was a loot player.
A bunch of like random civilians in fancy dress. What are you people doing?
These must be smugglers, I guess.
Any slaves?
Oh, there's a lockpick I've taken for you.
We'll see.
I'll put it down.
Oh,
don't
there's so many barrels for you to eat.
I've put it onto this crate.
I mean eat from, but honestly, yeah. Knowing you.
Oh, a Cyrodiilic brandy. Baby.
Oh, I just found 20 schmackaroos.
3 septims.
Some spoiled potions. A couple of greater soul gems. Never turn that down. I can turn that into quite a lot of money these days.
Ah, I found 25 schmackaroos.
Thanks. Yeah. Greater soul gems are probably better to trade because they don't, with my level of speech, they don't make me bankrupt every single.
True.
Grand soul gems. It's like in theory, great. On the other hand, who can actually accept this? Well, a short little dunk. It's hard to tell what they were smuggling. Just assorted goods in barrels.
Yeah, just everything they could get their hands on, it looks like. Like armor, crockery.
Armor, crockery, potions, food.
Let me have a go at lockpicking. Let's see how bad I am.
Amazon of illegal.
Oh, lock level 15 is too complex for me. Well then.
Sorry, that's rude. What I meant to say is stupid.
Stupid. Well, there's a lockpick and a shoe jammer waiting for you here.
Oh yeah.
Lockpick's on this crate.
Three gold coins, Pog, and a ring of agility, constant effect, 4 to 5 points agility.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh, and then where's my suit jammer? Nice. Bottoms up.
Never gets old.
We just burst in here, already slightly pissed, killed everyone, ate a bunch of food, drank all their alcohol.
Ooh, hold on.
My work here is done.
Wasn't there... Well, we've done Rotharan, but wasn't there someone we were supposed to help? For...
Yes, that's the woman with the teleporting ring.
No, another one, a noble. This was for Fighters Guild, I believe. Somewhere around here.
Oh.
Options, Fighters Guild. Battle at Nushardams? A Dwemer ruin far south of Sadrith Mora. Oh, okay, never mind, that's not near here.
Yeah. Oh,
well, back to Vvardenfell for a little R&R.
Yeah. Oh, now I've got the different kind of R&R going on over here.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Oh, I blocked something.
How does it feel?
Incredible.
Death is near.
Those were her last words. How does it feel to know death is near?
She was talking to herself.
Wait. You just gonna leave Bear Hat?
Bear Hat is your vibe.
Bear Hat? Bear?
Bane, tell me, why does he wear the...
Your foot
Bane.
is bare.
Bane, tell me, why does he wear the bear? No one cared who I was until I put on the bear.
Wait, what's this? Nishardark. Should we quickly bust up Nishardark before heading back to Vvardenfell? This tower?
pop in. If it looks like it's going to go down a long way, this might be worthy of a longer trip.
Sure. Or we can... Honestly, screw the sneaky shit. Let's bust in sexual style. I will need some magic.
We got company. Oh, that's a good source of bolts. Give me your bolts, bolt man. Oh,
I think the darts are actually throwing weapons.
Yeah.
Let me eat this raw glass. No effect, apparently.
Where does the fire? Oh, there's a big dude in the corner. I was like, where are the crossbow bolts coming from? Did somebody give the dogs crossbows?
Some Dwemer coins, some Dwemer bolts. There's going to be nothing in all but one of these kegs. I swear.
Don't just give the old Proberino to this door. Shouldn't disarm trap failed, don't you? Oh. Centurion.
Slam dunk. Oh, it did actually cause him to stagger. There we go. Just a bit of scrap.
Then there's at least a dog.
Got him.
All the writing they have around that's suspiciously like the runes for Oblivion Wardens. I mean, that's probably fine, right? Probably
I mean,
dudes.
all the Dwemer ruins have that, so...
No, I mean the Dwemer in general. Like, they're probably cool, normal dudes who should have been allowed to continue with their projects.
Yes.
Yeah. Dwemer Scroll, that's pretty good value for money. You know a couple of people who buy those, right?
Yeah. Pawnbrokers definitely would.
I don't think I have a lockpick good enough to get me through a 50. Yeah, no, I need a master's to have a go at 50.
I would need more magicka. I might be able to get it open. I think my odds are slightly better now that I'm a higher level. Emphasis on slightly.
That's right.
Ah, there we go. That actually wasn't too bad at all. 3 Dwemer Schmackaroos.
The Dwemer battle axe probably looks really cool, even if it sucks.
Well, I can show you how it looks in any case. It does look pretty cool.
Oh yeah, look, it's got that like Egyptian crescent axe style. I love that shit.
But I am gonna leave it. If we find an enchanted one, I'll keep it for the fact that it looks cool. But otherwise, I am carrying plenty already. I think that's
the door we came
yeah,
in
that's the
by.
whole thing. Yeah, we can go.
Oh, is that it? Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, all right. Nice little quick stop.
Nothing too fancy.
So we could say we did the full tour while we were here.
Yes, once we get rid of this.
No cavern left unexplored. Let's see if I can balance on top of this mud crab without it killing me. Hey, baby. Oh, no, it just drops me off and instantly pinches me. Yeah, they've got lightning fast reflexes about dropping you. There's an ancestral tomb here.
Alright.
But
Another quick stop.
For next
We are.
time.
Oh, okay. Oh, we can quickly visit it.
Just one more. Maybe just one more.
Yeah, just one more. I mean, we are almost back in town, so.
Okay, okay.
And it's just
one.
regular skeletons.
Just one more, yeah.
Oh, one former Ordinator skeleton.
Oh. Not the spooky skeleton. Not the spooky skeleton kind.
Oh. Greater boner. You never want to have that in a tomb.
He's had a boner that's lasted more than 4 decades. You should probably consult a necromancer. Oh. 25 I can get open. The croissant. There's just a Nordic fur pauldron in there. Alright.
I'm going to take off my robe for a bit, because it doesn't really go well with the helmet, you know?
Yeah, the helmet's definitely...
Being dressed in a noble robe doesn't really go with wearing a bear.
On account of nobles and bears rarely interacting in the wild.
Well, except for Sir Barrington. Oh, Scroll of Iron Skin, which fortifies every kind of armor skill. 25 points for a minute. Very nice, very nice.
We have been in trouble here. We got 250 doors.
Oh.
I can't get them open.
That's fine. I can get it open without too much difficulty if you feed me magique snort snort.
This kind of setup with the bear helmet, I kind of rate actually. And not just because it's a bear hat, which is already cool.
It does look kind of Nordic, and since I've been RPing as being from Skyrim, then may as well open both while we're here. I swear if they lead to the same space.
More experience for you casting spells.
True, true. Oh, they do.
Oh. That's a skeleton mage.
Is there... Oh, there's another on the left.
I'm taking the high ground. Oh, he's dead already.
I believe
I
we've
guess
taken a
technically
lot.
he was dead ages ago. Oh, this is a named skeleton.
Course of Pop G. Pop J.
Pop. He's got some master.
Ring of Finaster. Constant effect. Resist poison, magicka, and shock 20%. A bone from Pop J. Pop's amulet. And some gold and an expensive ring. Who is this bloke? Who's this dude?
This man, this Pop. It's absolute G. He's Pop G. He's Andrew Tate. It's Pop G.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Do you know Andrew Tate calls himself Top G? But obviously, G isn't just the letter.
I did not know that.
Memes about being Top G. And here it is. Here's his tomb. He's fucking dead.
I don't know. I mean, resist magicka 20% is pretty freaking strong, but do we want to...
Is that literally all kinds of magic?
Yeah, plus an additional 20%
and then
for shock.
extra for shock.
The poison is pretty forgettable, but...
We've got so many magic rings, at some point we need to sit down and work out which combos are going to be best. I could probably give the extra speed one to Otterly, so she can try and keep up in our hip-hop and adventures.
I'm trying to find out about why... Oh, okay. So it's a reference to one of the developer's fathers who passed away during development.
Oh.
So it's an homage to him. Let us leave his tomb in peace then. He can keep his pretty good ring.
I'm gonna put the drink back.
Yeah.
Pour one out for Pop G.
I would add one, but I think I drank them already. Oh, wait, hang on. Ancient Dagoth brandy.
Oh, yeah.
Pour one out for him.
Nice. Respect.
Yeah. Alright,
Cool.
Let's head back to town then.
The rest of his relatives.
Oh, and I'll close the door.
Yeah, the rest of his family.
There we go.
Dickheads.
I didn't lock it as
plot.
quite as a high level as I entered it in, but it's the thought that counts.
Yeah. Enough to make anyone give up on coming in who doesn't have a key or a magic spell. It's probably all you need.
Well, we'll see all the corpses on the floor, and they'll be like, well, whomever cleared out these was clearly scared of what was behind that door, so it must be pretty scary.
Natch, die.
No.
It's
Just a poor little Netch.
It's a pretty big one. I gotta say, when I started running up on him, I didn't quite appreciate.
It's spiritually little.
That's he's just a little birthday boy.
He's harmless. There's another place here, but that's Sorkfield's tower. A known necromancer rogue. So I vote we rest up in town as the sun is setting. I think it's a good place to end on.
Yeah, I like this little one as well. The little sort of walled bit. You can tell that people retreat to if there's any trouble from.
Yeah, I never really thought of that, but
yeah.
yeah, it's a good point.
It's got the classic sort of village setup with like the little holdfast bit in the middle there. Everyone clearly
Not quite like a
spends the night
castle's
in it,
keep,
there's-
but like with that kind of idea in mind.
More the Mott part of the Mott and Bailey,
Yeah.
or is it the Bailey?
I was gonna say I don't.
Yeah, it's
You're on your
I know what you
own.
mean.
Your
yeah, you know the inner bit.
Ah, the end of the world. Great name. Speaking of great names, Friffenhild. Friffenhild, would you?
Griffenhild.
You're in Vvardenfell, Laarj Gro-Hyuge. It's a fishing village. Or maybe you know that already and you aren't, lost, in which case, maybe you've got some questions you were planning to ask me. So go ahead, just ask and I'll answer. Looking for services. Oh, wow, okay, steady on. Alright, pour me a drink. Disgusting.
I'm looking to get smashed. Whichever way that happens, that's up to you, Friffenhild. Your choice.
Well, I've persuaded her out of her bad disposition. Brought her up from 45 to 77. Maybe she won't call me disgusting anymore. Oh, she sells general goods. Well, I'll buy a sweet roll because of course. Oh, and she sells Nord mead. Nord mead, of course. I'll buy us rounds. It's she's extortionate prices, but hey, it's Nord mead. There's one for you. There's one for me. Oh, and a sweet roll for me, because the big gains, of course. There we go. Don't pick up the wrong drink.
Yeah. Right.
Well,
Oh, they come in proper steins as well. Nice.
yeah. Bottoms up.
Right. Go.
And now, time for my sweet roll. Oh, it had no effect on me. I'll have to try the other three.
That's what I always say after the first course of any meal.
Where did I put the sweet roll? Where did it go? Did I not buy it? Oh no, I didn't.
There's one on the table. Did you put it down?
No, I ate it. No, I mean it had no effect. So I've bought the other three, hoping that they have an effect on me.
Oh.
Right.
Agenda for next time. Work out what to do with all
None
our
of the
magic rings.
sweet rolls had an effect on me. Now that's tragic. The one on the table would be stealing because it's.
I've got like a dozen magic rings and necklaces, so I need to work out to do for next time. Work out what to do with our drip. Kill the necromancer. If Australia can join us, maybe go talk to the Legion, because she's the only one who could talk to them.
I'm not sure if she'll be here next time or the time after, but she is coming back briefly soon because it's Mum's birthday. So it's Mum's birthday, my ex's birthday, and Rishab's birthday all on the same day. Anyway.
Apart from that, I guess what? Time to gear up and start phase 1 of Vivec's exhaustive plan. To go fuck up Dagoth.
Gear up, or in our case, ungear, and make sure we're carrying only the bare essentials.
Oh yeah.
So that hopefully we can pick up.
Like your hat?
My hat, most definitely my hat. Although, realistically, I'll probably wear my hat when we're adventuring, but when we enter Ghostgate, I'm 100% wearing dread.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We're meaning
we're there to
business.
we're basically there to arrest him on the orders of the tribunal.
Yeah.
If we don't wear the matching cop hats, I don't see what's the point.
It also looks a lot more, whatever, Orc Dunmer, or whatever it was that he said.
The dwarf orc.
Dwarf Orc, yeah, exactly. This looks like the kind of thing a Dwarf Orc might wear. Or at least like a half Chimer. Yeah, exactly. We've got both sides of Vivec representing here.
Yeah, but I told you, man. Combined, we are Nerevar.
Yeah. I gather
I've been saying this.
Almalexia's still Chimer colour, and I believe Sothasil is Dunmer colour, though I can't really remember off the top of my head. Anyway, good stuff.
Yeah.
What makes this smell?
So next week, I'm still busy on Monday, but Wednesday probably works next week.
Okay.
What's this about?
Can't see any reason why it wouldn't. But yeah, I'll be away for the long and boozy weekend, and then